What's up, 49ers? How are y'all doing this morning? Breaking news. Trent Williams of the San Francisco 49ers, future Hall of Famer, has it's just been announced. Adam Schefter put it out on Twitter. The 49ers in 12-time Pro Bowl left tackle Trent Williams from Oklahoma University have reached an agreement today on a 2-year, $50 million extension. Now that contractually ties him to the San Francisco 49ers through 2027. Can we just go ahead and hit my ballistics real quick? Breaking news. My main man unsigned. Good morning as y'all come on in to the sanctuary. Come on, everyone is welcome. The soundtrack is being played. Sample of the great OJ. Money. I'll be on as long as they have me. They may tend to do something a little different, but I am ecstatic. If you would answer your poll question, I have placed it on YouTube this morning. Just got off of work a little bit. I'm on about my 15th hour, 16th, but breaking news is breaking news. Please tell me how you feel in the comments. Trent Williams, ladies and gentlemen. Adam Schefter reports 49ers and 12-time Pro Bowler. I think it's 4 or 5-time All-Pro. I will check the ballistics. Trent Williams have reached an agreement today on a 2-year, $50 million extension that now contractually ties him to the San Francisco 49ers through the 2027 season per Elite Loyalty, TYSP, Elite Loyalty SP. I'm excited. I'm over the moon. Been done real good here. Let me pay for this a little bit. Make sure y'all hearing me. I just keep it playing. I like that jam. I love that jam, man. I like to see people getting paid, especially great players, stalwarts, people who are the San Francisco 49ers, who feel good about being the San Francisco 49ers, who are pillars, who have operated at a function and a level of greatness throughout their time here and before. He was a Washington Redskin and commander and football team, or whatever they call themselves in their transitional period. But hey, Trent is simply my dude. I love offensive line. I played offensive line in Little League. I played some in high school. I played in middle school. I was a dominant offensive lineman. I know the importance, the priority, the essence of football is done in a phone booth in the confines of the trenches. And the man's name is Trent. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, what more we got to say? Trent Williams, breaking news, 2 years, $50 million extension. Please hit your buttons as you come into YouTube. All those who will kick it with the kid. I see the Regal Eagle is out there. What's going on, man? The Regal Eagle said, yo. And then my main man, CFO, Rockefeller Records, My main man, Kali Young, is in here, super producer. What's up, Kali? He said good morning to TD, man. Good morning to you guys. Good morning to everybody that will come in and kick it. Just kicking it around. I was talking to my daughter and I saw that little internet flash. And hey, Trent Williams, man. I normally come to y'all tomorrow, but I've been having internet issues and it might I am firing people effective tomorrow. I promise that. I am somebody's getting fired. We're going to redirect. We're doing some direct modeming. There will be a better internet, more stable, robust internet feed. I can't have it. If you're expecting a check from the terror residency, you will be expecting like a mother 9 months because you ain't getting another dime of mine. Girls, get your own, can't touch a dime of mine. And if you don't stop, then we won't stop continuously to get money. You can be as good as the best of them. The Rigo says we live on the 23rd around the 17th, 18th pick. Hey, man. Who y'all gonna get? Regal Eagle, who y'all gonna get? Matter of fact, let me just open this up while I got it. Everybody here, if y'all can jump in, I'm gonna just put that in the chat and we can kick it a little bit. I might be looking a little different. I placed my camera a little somewhere else. And it's throwing me because I usually use this as my main screen. And now you need to use that as my main screen. This is that would be better, right? So let me switch screens here. I'm a 2-screen kind of guy. And this will be my auxiliary. All right, how that looking? Ooh, didn't I mess that up? Let me take this off, remove that, put me over there. Man, my stuff got a little low. All right, I'm looking more into the camera now. So, because I got to have my boy coming up, ladies and gentlemen. As you see behind me, that is a poster of mine I've had for quite some time. Very, very proud of it. Michael Jackson, ladies and gentlemen, Michael Jackson. The Michael Jackson movie is going to be coming out, I think, on the 24th. I think it's going to be Friday, day after the first round of the draft. We got the draft this week. Busy week already. We have shown a little something here. With Trent Williams being signed, tipping favor, maybe, what does that indicate for you in the draft? It all depends, something like that. I don't know. Regal Eagle says it all depends. Let me see, go back here. It depends on the AJ trade. Oh, okay. Okay. They got some AJ stuff to talk about. They got AJ to talk about. Right now, we talking about my main man, Trent Williams. Trent Williams is in the mizzle for shizzle. 49ers and 12-time Pro Bowl left tackle Trent Williams have reached an agreement today on a 2-year deal, $50 million extension that now contractually ties him to the San Francisco 49ers through the 2027 season. We knew it was going to happen. I'm very glad. First of all, I'm just ecstatic as first of all, and secondly, or B, I'm glad Trent Williams. I'm glad Trent Williams is back, because you need Trent Williams. He good. And a lot of everybody else may be terrible. It'd be terrible. But I like Trent Williams, man. Trent is my guy. Trent been holding us down. And, if we be totally honest with ourselves, we got Trent Williams and the All-Stars. He's he's the Junior Walker of our offensive line, wouldn't you say? I mean, I think conventional wisdom says it Trent Williams is David Ruffin, and they are the Temptations. Trent Williams is Hootie, they the Blowfish. Hey man, Trent Williams is Huey. The others are the news. That's my man Trent Williams. I broke that down, gave a dramatic pause for effect. Hope everybody got that in their spirit, Amen, amen. Again, Trent Williams, man, 2 years, 25 million per. That would break down to, I haven't looked at all the particulars in terms of getting deep diving inside the zygote of the molecular structure of the offense and the deal itself. We don't know exactly how much is guaranteed. I could do a little bit of digging, a little bit of research on that, but for right now, man, we just happy to have the deal signed in place before draft. That's really important. That's key to me. Before OTAs, solidifying some things. This offseason has been done extremely well. I know others may say this, others may say that, others might go one way. John, you've been laying it down. Pause. John ain't miss. John is out here getting it done. And as KRS-One would say, we're not done. And this is prior to the draft. I'm anticipating some normal San Francisco 49ers, which become normal now, production in the draft. It would be a bit of a change from conventional wisdom and the way we've done things in the past. I think we're going to do some special things. I'm hoping and anticipating. Prior histories say we're going to go after a certain position, or we're going to get certain developmental players and things of that nature. But I attend and I contest that people evolve, priorities change, philosophies evolve, and I think, given what I've seen this offseason, I think we're gonna do some more shrewder tactics and a more refined method of best player available. I'm anticipating. I'm hoping. So we'll know more Thursday night. We'll know more Thursday night by that 27th pick, whether we bump up a couple to get a really solid player. While everything is not a 100% guarantee on a guy, you can see who can play. For me, I feel better with guys who I watched who sparkled to me during the college football season. Me, a college football, I would say aficionado, but a fan to the nth degree. As you see, well, maybe you can't see, I changed my background a little bit. I'm a big Hurricane fan. I'm a fan of college football, and I watched the bowl season, and I watched Miami this year against some really good teams. And then you leave the TV on, and you see things like the SEC. You see things like great players in the ACC. You see guys you have in mind. Hey, that guy. All right, that guy can play. Let me make a mental note. Oh, that guy had a big game in a big crucial time. I'm gonna check him out because college has its own section. What's up, 49ers Red Zone? College has its own section of PFF as well, and we got to stop looking at college as the establishment and what it was prior to NIL. These guys are moving around a great deal, and you need a scorecard sometimes. And players who you might have had reservation about, or you knew he was a freshman there, you wonder, oh, where did he go to? And then they'll pop up and flash in another 2 years in a whole nother uniform, another state, another set of circumstances, another defense, playing alongside or against competition, really, really fierce, really, really improved. And you got to take a lot of that into consideration. College is now triple A baseball. You got to look at it as triple A baseball. And they're paid professionals. They can move around. They're shrewder business deal makers now. You can't just hamstring them and say, hey, kid, do it for dear old you. They getting paid some very, very handsomely. They are paid professionals. And I think you got to lean into, or you got to kind of change your perspective in how you look at a potential candidate for drafting based on the new way that college football is done. It can't be, hey, well, he was there, he was here. I remember the coach here, me and so-and-so go back, and he told me this and he told me that. Like we used to, case in point, let's just use for an example. And I'm not saying this is the end all be all, this is how it is, but a kid like he's much ballyhoo coming out of Arizona State, a receiver, Tyson Jordan, Tyson Jordan, two great names for sports, particularly in the 80s and 90s. Is nothing better than being named Tyson and Jordan. Shout out to Michael Jordan as well. Michael Jordan has won his 5th NASCAR event this season. Where my applaud? Y'all better, man, shoot. Michael Jordan down here winning NASCAR. And I get it. A lot of people around the country really ain't in the NASCAR, but if you from the South, that's all that be on. I grew up just down the street from Richmond International Raceway. Those folks are really great to my mom. And every year they have the people from the community. They host this incredible barbecue to say thank you for all in the Richmond community. They when the people come from out of town, it put a couple dollars around your pocket if you live within right on Richmond Henrico Parkway and Laburnum Avenue. You can just open your yard up, man. They want to put that Winnebago right there or something like that. Pay you, $20, $30, $40, $60 a day. However you become an entrepreneur. The young brothers would run and do cooler runs, ice runs, or whatever, man. They NASCAR been cool to us. So I go with I was a big Dale Earnhardt guy. And it was tragedy when Dale Earnhardt died in Daytona. It was the equivalent of the day Kobe died for us. For people who aren't big into NASCAR, that's how much the Intimidator meant to NASCAR. It hit them like it hit us with Kobe. And God rest his soul. And Junior's done come up. Some people like the Rainbow Warrior. Not your real NASCAR people. The Rainbow Warrior he's cute, he was winning, he was great and stuff, but he not really that. So I was a Junior guy. And going back before that, Richard Petty, Al Unser Jr., and the coolest name ever in NASCAR history, probably in all the sports, Dick Trickle, ladies and gentlemen. Dick Trickle. I swear for Lord, name with Dick Trickle. that is funny somewhere else. Y'all are gonna clip that up, but it's real. His name was, and I love the movie Days of Thunder with the late great Robert Duvall and Tom Cruise. The roars of the engine. Now, when that traffic pattern happens, when you get 100,000 up in our community, whole traffic changes. You don't move that day if you're around the Richmond International Raceway, because the whole everything's just like shut down because traffic is moving. You better get your groceries early. If you know that race is in town, if my mom's watching, she knows very well. And one day it was in it was like around prom night for my son. His prom was the same night of that race. And Lord, we could not get back home. We went to my sister's and stayed and tried to just come back after we took the pictures and everything. Man, if it's around Richmond International Railway, the cops would just tell you have to go somewhere else. You say, but I live down there. You get a sticker. I live just down there, a couple of blocks. No, you got to go wait around and stuff. Man, we wind up just going back to my sister's and resting until it was over. Seeing some names in there. I'm a Jeff Gordon guy. Jeff Gordon, the Rainbow Warrior. Dale Earnhardt was cool. I've been Daytona International Speedway in Daytona Beach, Florida. That's the granddaddy. That's the Masters. That's their Super Bowl. That's what they love Daytona. They love Daytona, man. People get in those Winnebagos. People travel to go into Daytona Beach, Florida, man. They descend in Daytona, which is usually like February. It's like Daytona. It's All-Star. It's Super Bowl. It's a Super Bowl, All-Star, and usually Daytona. Something like that. We scheduled up because the weather's a lot nicer in Florida in Daytona in February than any other part of the country. So you kind of want to get down there. Just because he's getting Vallejo. I'm picking up on some. I'm a Jeff Gordon guy just because he's getting Vallejo. Where is Vallejo? Vallejo. Help me out. I like to buy Val. Man, I changed my thing on my StreamYard. Now it's made all my stuff smaller. But again, let me give you the kicking the ballistics, the breaking news that you're all here for. Oh, let me use my thing here. Stand by one. Ladies and gentlemen of all ages, Trent Williams. As the deal, or we come into agreement with Trent Williams, left tackle extraordinaire, San Francisco 49ers, early, pre-draft, 2 years, $50 million. A little applause on that one. 2 years, $50 million. 2 years, $50 million. Couldn't come over that. So we are excited. Over the moon on that one. Trent Williams. That's the news of the day, the topic du jour. That's the topic du jour. Trent Williams there. And as I remove back on the stage and go this. There it is. Yeah, Trent Williams. So he is signed through 30. I think he's 37 right now. So he is up there. Somebody ding me on my Gmail account, T-Mobile. Yeah, T-Mobile, get on over here. I want to see you. Want to see you, T-Mobile. You on my? Forgive me, y'all. Let me put my mute on. Preparing for your T-Mobile, my account support, upcoming installation. Yeah, install. Just install. I want it direct. I want that thing being able to keep Wi-Fi on the moon. If I move on the moon, I don't want my stuff. Man, you paying good money. Do what's right. You know what I'm saying? You expect some stuff. If you can inspect it, you should expect it. And if you pay for it, hey man, get my stuff right. I don't want no mistakes allowed. Because to me, MC be moved crowd. I made easy to dance to this. What am I on here? Is this Bing? Get off of Bing. See, it's defaulting to all types of. I'm a Google guy. Y'all a Google guy. Yeah, man. I don't mess around with Bing. Didn't they get sued for using Google? That's what I like. There you go. Pro Football Reference. Those are the experts. Pro Football Reference. Trent Williams, 6'5", 320 pounds. Bio and information. Born July 19, Texas, Longview, Texas. 37 years old, 275 days. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. So, 2 years removed, he would be 39. 39 is the new 40. 39. 39 is 39 is just amazing. It's just certain athletes, conventional wisdom says you start slowing at what, 32, 33. And I think we get caught up in this number for 30. Initially, it wasn't that. It was a running back, bell cow running back at 30 years old was looked to be, oh man, if it was a horse, we'd shoot it. Because it was isolated to that position. It was isolated to that the game of the day, that he would get at least 20 carries a game. He took tremendous hits, tremendous shots. He had to block. He had to do everything. And by the age of 30, you were looking at the decline. But somehow we took this magical number of 30 and we thought everybody who's getting 30, oh my God, they're going to get ready to just bust open. It's going to be over for them. But it ain't that for all positions. It ain't that for all structure of the game and pejorative or pervasive way the game is played today. That has evolved. That has changed. My man, 49's Red Zone, ladies and gentlemen. 49 Red Zone said, ask Jeeves. I wish I would ask Jeeves. I know Jeeves ain't in here no more, man. Them young people don't know nothing about no Jeeves. 30 ain't, it's not what it was. To the running back committee or the position of running back in the NFL. And you know how it is, man. Once they hear a number can just start being run around and you think, well, that must be it for a football player. But there have been instances where guys hit stride, dude. Guys really start coming alive at 30 years old. I know in the Army, which has millions of test cases to go on, even more so than the National Football League, they had to rearrange the structure and PT standards because initially they thought a well in shape 18 to 23-year-old was at your prime, and they made the standards really, really high for them. And because that's how you're supposed to be. That's how you're supposed. But through AFPT, Army Fitness, Physical Fitness Testing and Standards, over time, really analyzing things, you're really in your prime from about 27 to 32. That's when if you were very, very active, running every day, jumping out of aircraft, air assault, hitting the DC, uh, shoot, moving, and communicate, that's the prime years for you. Now you may start to diminish a little bit at 32 or 33, but really you really hitting stride right at 30. And some of the best in the world are really great at 34, 35 years old. They got the rank, they got the chops, they got the experience, and man, they will run a drill sergeant. If I got my man in the chat with my man Regal Eagles in this piece, you could run them little 18-year-olds into the ground at 27 through 34, 35 for me. Boy, them young boys ain't want to see me coming. Pause. Them young boys is going to get that work. If you think about great athletes like Jordan, him winning about that 6 championships around 30. I think Jordan run, if you three-peated at 33, 34, 35, if I'm not mistaken. Jerry Rice went to Oakland at 32. Randy Moss goes to New England at 32. It can be different. And then you have these, what the great Michael Glover, I think his name's, or Rick Glover. He was Jordan's personal trainer. He broke people down to, you have cleaners, you have closers, and you have coolers. A cooler is a good athlete. He's cool. He's all right to be in the game. They got drafted. They were great high schoolers, the great college guys. He's on the roster. He made the roster. He plays in the NBA, probably been, traded a couple times. He makes NBA money. A cooler is a very good guy. He's trying to not just be the best on his team, he's trying to be the best in the league. He probably needs help somewhere. He's got a little bit of a deficiency. He's going to need help. He's going to have to travel around a little bit, but he can have a very, very successful career, be incredible, and be something, multiple championships, multiple All-Star games. But he said there are these phenomenons called cleaners. And a cleaner is a unicorn. They come around once every 10, 15 years. They are obsessed. We're not just making the team, not just being entrapped with the trappings of what success will do for you, the money. They will lead, they will command, and they will lean on you and expect the same. And that cleaner mode is for those kind of in rare air, like Jordan, like Kobe. He said Dwayne Wade was a cleaner. They have a different mentality. They are something that it they got a quirk that you and I don't have. Normal people just don't have. They have a quest for doing something that you just ain't, that other people just ain't even familiar with. Even some of the best, even other champions don't want to mess with a cleaner. And every now and again you get a Trent Williams, you get an Anthony Munoz, you get a Jackie Slater, you get a Tom Brady, you get these guys who can just burn white hot for long periods of time over longevity. They train for it, they have the skills for it, they have the moxies for it, and they just want to be remembered as the greatest. Whether they say it to you or not, he trying to do something. Jerry Rice, he trying to do something and put some stats out there that nobody's even going to touch. He's going to get all the most out of these God-given talents. And you might see a drop off, you might notice a step, but in their minds, they have figured out how to cover a few steps. This is the rarity you have in one Trent Williams. Trent Williams last year, PFF scores, and I looked him up. He was third overall in tackles in the league. He was first amongst left tackles. Think about that. In the league with Tristan Wirfs, Penei Sewell, Trent Williams. Trent Williams is the left tackle. His demands and responsibilities are far greater than a right. And he's still operating at the best in the league. Hey, a round of applause goes there. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that, man. That my main Trent. My main Trent. Oh, man, my man, Pootie Tang. Derrick Henry, 49ers media says, hey, Terradon, what's up, my man? Aren't you in that business? Derrick Henry is 32. Yeah, Derrick Henry is probably who they made the 30 rule with. His last couple of years, you've seen some decline because he's a convention. He's probably the last of the Mohicans in terms of that conventional bell cow back. That 20 to 25 a game back used primarily as a weapon in the backfield. That old school, and I came up with Tony Dorsett, the late O.J. Simpson, Sweetness. You had to have that back. You had to have this guy who was the bell. We didn't do running back by committee until really, I would say the first real running back by committee that gained some success. No, I'll go back on that. Miami used to do it in the early 70s. They had Jim Kick, Mercury Morris, and a cat named Larry Zonka. And man, they would just interchange them out, and man, they just beat you. They bludgeon you. I watched some old YouTube Miami Dolphins Monday night games with Howard Cosell and Dandy Don Meredith and the incredible Frank Gifford. And you see a different modus operandi of football. The game and the structure had changed. and then it takes a bigger turn with the Walsh years into the 80s, and a more elegant passing game starts to evolve. Then it explodes even more so with the disciples of the West Coast offense, with Ernie Zampese's numbered system, and the spread concepts start showing, and Earnhardt Perkins, which is Tom Brady. I mean, I studied this stuff up and down, just like, man, why are we changing here? Because when you see offensive success, it becomes a copycat league. And once one team does it, other teams will either inquire about how it's done, or they'll take your assistants, put them as the head, and now it will evolve to a little bit of something else and a little bit of something else. And yeah, you got CMC, who is 29, and probably a running back they start showing a little bit because you use them a lot. They take the brunt of hits. And with CMC, although it wasn't the classic way you would use a Larry Zonka, a Jim Kick, a Franco Harris, a OJ, Tony Dorsett, his usage rate was a great deal. And he still, when you carrying that ball, man, you the focal point every time. It's 22 eyes on you, and they will come from any direction, and you fall awkward. They're sticking their hands out and everything else. And then you got to block sometimes, man. That take the little time off you too. TD, man, I can't read this thing. I don't know how I made this smaller. Why does it go smaller when I move stuff around I didn't tell it to do that. I don't know why you do that. Let me hit this. Manage my layouts. Click that. No, it still ain't come back. What if I leave and come back? Share screen. I don't know why I do that. You know why I do that? You can stand by for me 1 second, y'all, because my layout is not full. My resolution is full. I hate when it does that. Just peruse yourself a little bit. Recording. General. Resolution. Display. I want everything there. Go dark. No. Show the comments. Regular tall smile. Regular. How about that? No. Can't do that. All right. I'm trying to read. TD, I know what numbers, but have you seen any regression in Trent's play? Yes. I have seen Trent get beat a couple of times inside last year, honestly speaking. And that's real objective. But Trent getting beat a couple of times on some very good inside moves still trumps an average tackle who would have gotten beaten 4 times on those inside moves. Trent lost, I think I seen Trent lose 2 reps and his temper once or twice last year, where the normal guy lost 10 reps and got ejected 4 times or something like that. I ain't going blow for blow, but yeah, it's a couple of things. But he's Trent Williams. His 95% is still better than 98% of the National Football League, 99% of all left tackles. So it's like, Superman, you ain't what you used to be. You still leaping buildings, but it take you got to run there. It used to be a single bound. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of got to gauge that with them. Browns did running back by committee in the middle 80s with Ernest Biner and Kevin Mack. That is correct. They had a little bit of that going on then. Yeah, I can remember them. Warwick Dunn and uh Big Boy All Star. They had some success. Everything else, I don't know who the real innovators were bringing it back and having success in a Super Bowl per se. Like that, I was gauging it kind of on that. The first ones with that success were, I'd say, Allstott and Dunn. You know, they split the carries up pretty much. But that, yes, sir, by all means, they were very effective. The Browns did have a running back, Ernest Biner and Kevin Mack, boy. And they both were similar style. They both were similar style. I think Mack was a little heavier, but Biner was nice. And then Biner later on goes on to Washington. He gets that ring with the Skins in 91. 91. Yes. I was just talking about that too. About the Super Bowl. I just happened to see a YouTube short on it. I think they were interviewing Keenan Ivory Waynes or his brother, Marlon Waynes. He was sitting down talking to Shannon Sharp. And he was saying how they basically robbed the Super Bowl back in 1991 with that live in living color. And that Super Bowl was the Buffalo Bills versus the Washington Redskins. And Keenan Ivory Waynes just had that stroke of genius. He said, you know, people don't even care about the Super Bowl halftime show anyway. We just gonna go live in living color. Y'all come on over. They had a clock down at the bottom, and they did a live in living color as long as the Super Bowl halftime show was going, and it would count down to the kickoff. 30 minutes. You had in living color, man, and they just tore up some of the absolute geniuses of the day. You know, you had Damon Wayans, Jamie Foxx there, David Allen Greer, Tommy Davidson, the great Bruce Almighty. What's my man name? It escapes me there. Fire Marshal Bill. You know, the big star. They just tore up for 30 minutes. And Fox, or I think it was CBS, lost all types of viewership. The NFL lost all types of viewership because the game was tending to be a little bit of a blowout and nobody really wanted to return, and that messed stuff up. So that next year, Dallas versus Buffalo, the NFL said, screw this. For halftime, we're bringing that guy. We're bringing the king of pop here, and nobody's going anywhere to any other network. And that's why you have your halftime shows big and elaborate with the biggest stars every year now. Because of that in living color. They were the reason. Before that, the halftime show was like, it used to be a group back in the day, man. I'm gonna date myself right here. All you old guys, y'all get ready to hit your like buttons. Used to be a group called Up With People. That is so old school. Y'all have no idea how old I am. I am ancient. I'm referencing Up With People. You had to be on your 70s for that if you remember Up With People. and they would just have like, kids dancing and dogs doing tricks at halftime and stuff like that. Nobody even paid attention to the halftime show. But the reason why you have this incredible halftime show now is because In Living Color just housed the game back in 91. A little bit of history behind that, but I digress nonetheless. I gave you a solid 50 minutes, like 50 Cent. For more breaking news, I will be here for a couple of days. We got the draft coming up. Probably some mock drafts. I know David McDonald's out there doing something. Wolfie, shout out to all my bros and compadres who are doing this thing, man. Don't forget, like and subscribe. It's Terror Dome. Hit all my notifications, dude, so you can get the latest and the greatest. I will be on hopefully tomorrow. If not, I'm probably put something together maybe Wednesday, or definitely I'll be off Friday for reaction, and I'll be on somebody's draft somewhere Friday and Saturday. I got to work Thursday, so I'll be at work yay or nay. And hey, man, Trent Williams, 50 million, 2 years. That is it. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to say. And for more news and developments, please like and subscribe and click on Terror Dome. Terror Dome. And remember, we walk by faith and not by sight. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank y'all all.